G'day there, I'm partway on a bike tour across the United States. In this video, I'm following Route 66. I discover a lot of deserted buildings and the beauty of a flower-filled roadside. I'm now in Santa Rosa in New Mexico, and I plan to cross Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and maybe finish up in Kentucky by the end of this year. We'll see how it goes. And it's a beautiful morning out here in the wilds of New Mexico. I've just had a night of wild camping because going to the next campground was just a bit too far for me. And I quite like camping in the wild. If only there were showers and toilets here, I'd be really, really happy. But, you know, that's just how it is. I've had breakfast, now I'm having a coffee. And then I need to pack up and get a move on. Today I only have 40 kilometres to go. Yesterday I did 65. A fair bit of it was downhill, but the thing was such a strong headwind that I actually had to pedal to go downhill. So I didn't get the 100 kilometres, which I sort of didn't think I would make anyway, but you know, I was hopeful. But I ended up here in this beautiful spot and had a lovely night. Sleep, it's great. So now I need to finish my coffee, clean up, pack up, go. This is the view I have from my breakfast spot. That pink blob there is the saddle of my bike. I have my bike laying down behind the bush. And yeah, this is the view. And there is my tent. And there are flowers everywhere. It's 8:30 in the morning. My bike is packed and ready to go. And it looks like I might have a slight tailwind for the first part of the day. Very slight. And we'll walk past all the flowers. You can really tell that spring has sprung. Here there are mainly the yellow flowers, but in other places it's pink and purple and white. And here is where I was camped. And as you can see, I have left no trace. And I don't think I've forgotten anything either. I was absolutely ravenous when I got to Santa Rosa and dreamt of a good feed of something, anything. But first, I have to have a swim in the blue pool. Oh, yay! It's 5:45 in the morning. I'm wide awake. And there's this bird outside. Making the most amazing racket. So here we are in the plains of New Mexico. All of the mesas and butts have disappeared, and it's just slightly rolling, fairly flat lands, as you can see. And the best news of all is I have a fantastic tailwind. So the last few days of cycling were pretty difficult because there were either easterlies or southerlies. Southerlies knocked me off my bike and easterlies were just a dreadful headwind. But this is a fantastic tailwind and it's going to last for quite a few days apparently. So I'm very happy. As you can see, there are lots of flowers. The spring has sprung. The road just goes on and on and on and on and on. The adventure cycling map said that part of the road would be quite rough, but didn't know that it was going to be a whole section of about 10 kilometres. But anyway, that's life. I do know that other people come past here because there's the usual amount of rubbish, but there are also many, many, many pretty flowers. So while I'm walking and pushing the bike up the hill, I can admire the flowers. Be very thankful there'll be no truck wires, because I can't imagine any trucks losing their wires out of their tyres here. Though given that there's power lines all the way, maybe there are trucks coming past. And of course enjoy the view. And thoroughly enjoy the fact that I still have, well, not quite 100% tailwind, but you know, almost. The building of an expressway alongside the old Route 66 was a death knell for many of the businesses and small towns along the old road. People now race by in their cars and trucks and no longer stop for breakfast, a coffee or a break from driving. The entrance to Tucumcari was littered with deserted buildings, broken windows, weed-covered driveways and obsolete signs creaking in the wind. I was pretty hungry when I got to Tucumcari, and not wanting to end up like this proverbial skeleton here, I decided I'd better go and find some breakfast. Breakfast in Ruby's Diner. We have bacon. They were meant to be sausages, but they're round. 2 eggs and toast with butter and syrup. Tucumcari apparently has got lots of murals. It was done because the town's basically dying, because like most of the towns here, they were on Route 66, but the new freeway, the I-40, has meant that all the traffic just flies past and nobody stops here. So in an effort to get people to stop here, they've done a whole lot of murals. Apparently there's dozens of the things, but this is just one on the side of the supermarket. And it shows the history of the area. There's Route 66. Train coming through. Cattle. People on a motorbike. Yeah, that's one mural in the town of Tucumcari. Today is an absolutely glorious day for cycling. The sun's out, it's beautiful weather, not too hot. It says it's 33 degrees on my thermometer, but I don't believe it. I don't think it's that warm. Anyway, it's quite comfortable temperature. I've got the highway on one side of me with all the noisy trucks, but I can cope with that. And on the other side, as you can see behind me, are all the farmers' paddocks. Some are sown down with crops and others just have pasture in them. And on the verge between the fields and the highway are all these flowers. Like, I can't believe how many and what variety. I'll see if I can show. That I'm cycling on with no traffic at all, hardly. And on this side, there are the fields, but in between it's nature's wonderland. Can't believe all these flowers. Like, and the variety. that's enough natural beauty for now. Now I'm going to try riding and talking into the phone while I'm riding and filming. We'll see if I can manage that without falling off. I think I see a cyclist ahead of me. It's either a cyclist or somebody on a motorbike. I think it's somebody on a motorbike. They're going too fast to be a cyclist. We'll see as he goes racing past. And they waved, but of course I can't flick the phone around that quickly. I'm flat out doing what I'm doing without falling off. I feel a bit like a circus acrobat. You know, the people that bounce around on horses' backs or something. All those trick cyclists, except they have fancy bikes. Well, mine's a fancy bike, but I also have, I don't know, 35 kilos of luggage lugging along with me. So it's all a bit tricky. Right, it's the 15th of May. I have to move this thing around, I can't see. It's the 15th of May, I'm in San John. As you can see, there's a howling wind, or westerly. It was howling all day yesterday, something shocking. Stayed last night in a warm showers house, so that was really nice to get out of the wind. This morning there was no wind or only very little wind. And I rode to San John, which was only 40 kilometres. And the wind picked up just before I got here. And after I got here, it really hit, well, quite strong. And I did consider riding on further, but with this wind, it's very unpleasant. Even if it is a real wind, you just don't know if there's going to be a gust coming from somewhere else to send you sideways. Just speaking with a gentleman who drove here in his van, and he said it was just brutal. The wind kept trying to throw him into the path of trucks going past, and he said it was just dreadful. So anyway, that's why I stayed here all afternoon. It's a lovely park, and I can camp here overnight for one night. There's a sign that says free overnight parking for one night. And yeah, there's three vans and me with my bicycle and tent. There you can see one van. They have huge vans here in the US. There are quite a few pavilions around, like that one where my bike is. I didn't sit there to do the recording because I was in shade and my face was just a dark blob. There is my tent. That's the pavilion that I was just sitting at, and there are half a dozen of these scattered about. And there's a restroom as well. So apart from the fact that it was really windy and I didn't want to ride on, just the fact that I could camp overnight in a park with a restroom and tables, it was just too good to pass up. So I was quite happy to stay here. There's the chap in the other van that spoke with me, and there's another van behind that. So this is what the public overnight camping place in San John in New Mexico looks like. And tomorrow I will be crossing the border into Texas, and we shall see what Texas is like.